inquiry into e-health into practices that got McGuinty Liberals in trouble. I'm talking about Ontario Electronic Stewardship. Ontario Electronic Stewardship pays the salary of Gordon Day to be its program manager. Gordon Day is also a director of a consulting company called Steward Edge. Since 2007, Ontario Electronic Stewardship has been handing out and renewing consulting deals to Steward Edge. Does it concern Premier McGuinty at all that Gordon Day is handing out consulting contracts to himself?
Premier.
Speaker of the Minister of the Environment.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank my friend for the question. First of all, the most important thing we can do is keep hazardous electronic waste out of our landfills. Now, under the Waste Diversion Act 2002 that was put into force by the previous government, the solution is found in having an industry-funded organization which is completely run by industry.
Minister. Please continue.
So, Mr. Speaker, as I was saying, the Ontario Electronic Stewardship is not an agency of the Government of Ontario. It is completely funded by industry, and it is completely run by industry. Now, we've been very clear at our ministry that when it comes to these organizations, that we will not allow any lobbyists to come and see us on their behalf. Any money that is used to divert waste, that's its function. Its function is not to come back to—
Supplementary.
If just once that minister would actually answer a question. A pattern has developed where agency executives hand out sweetheart deals to their own companies, and the McGuinty Liberals do nothing to stop it. The pattern began with Michael Guerriere, the e-health vice president, who handed out sweetheart deals to his own consulting firm, Liberal Courtyard Group. This spring, we exposed it happening again with a local health integration network CEO who handed a contract to a company he worked for. Now Gordon Day is handing his own Steward Edge consulting contracts that expand the scope of its work for OES. If Premier McGuinty won't call a public inquiry into e-health, what is he doing to stop the rot he's allowed to spread through that government?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I find it interesting. I'll just remind the member once again that the Ontario Electronic Stewardship is not an agency of the Government of Ontario. Why? Because when you were in government, you set it up that way. That it would be completely run by industry and completely funded by industry. Now, if the industry's funding and running that organization make decisions, then those questions would rightly go to the Ontario Electronic Stewardship and their board of directors, not to the Minister of Environment. But to be clear, when it comes to those arm's-length agencies, we will not and have not and will not deal with lobbyists. There is no need for money that is used for waste diversion to be used.
Just ask the honourable member from Renfrew to withdraw the comment, please. Minister.
I'll repeat again, Mr. Speaker. Money that is used to divert waste should not be used to lobby our government, and we've made very clear to all lobbyists that the door is closed at the Ministry of Environment when it comes to any of these arm's-length, industry-run and industry-funded organizations.
New question. Member for Trinity Spadina.
To the Premier, tenants across Ontario